Hello, we are live. Welcome. Today I want to talk about shamanism and the paradigm that we are shifting into right now. I'm Carrie Jordan from The Active, and I teach women how to become courageous, wise women. And I'm just cleansing myself in the space right now for us. Please help me speak this clearly for all of us. That what needs to come through. So here's what I wanted to share today. We came from the earth. We came from shamanic roots, and that is where we will inevitably return. Shamanism is found all across the world. It's found in so many different cultures, and it's ancient. The cosmologies are very similar across cultures. Very, very similar. And why is that? Because they came from the earth. All of these different traditions, they all came from the same place. They all come from the earth. We come from the earth. That's where we will return. It's inevitable. If you're a wise woman, you are a part of the return to shamanism and to the earth. And how is this inevitable? I'm going to give you a couple of examples of this shape of the circle, which you're familiar with, the cycles of life and death. Everything rises and falls. Civilizations, the sun, the moon, all things. Everything is born, lives, dies, and is born again. The circle is a sacred shape. We hold it as sacred because all of life is made up of these hoops and circles and cycles. An atom is a sphere with protons and electrons that rotate around it in a circular motion. And the same thing is found when you look out at the cosmos. We have planets with moons rotating around them, and then the planets rotate around the sun. And there are many different solar systems and many different galaxies out there in the cosmos. So it's a scale. It is a fractal. So a fractal is something that repeats itself on all scales. It's self-similar. The moon are spheres, they're circles. The earth spins on its axis in a circle and moves in a circular motion around the sun. The moon moves around the earth in a circular motion, and the seasons and the cycles are circular. And on and on and on, right? We could give so many different examples of these cycles and these circles. And I'm giving you these examples so that you can see that we have this circle. And there's a point on the circle where you come back to the beginning. And there is no beginning. It just keeps going. But you always come back to the place where you were before. It doesn't matter who you are or what you do. You can always live a shamanic lifestyle. You can always work with shamanic skills to cultivate your personal power. And that is the point of shamanic skills, is to cultivate that personal power. And when I talk about personal power, I'm not talking about power over others or power over anything at all. I'm talking about power from within, which is sovereignty. So this moving into sovereignty and personal power on a large scale is part of a cultural and a spiritual shift that calls forth courageous people. Because so many people want to be led. People want to be told what to do. That's why people sit in their living room watching TV, watching the news all night. Those who are willing to create a new paradigm for the world, where we embrace ease, where we embrace effortlessness, the divine feminine, and where we also embrace the chaos of the divine feminine, where we embrace death and darkness, because those are part of us. Those are part of being human, where we embrace the nature, the true human nature of our soul essences, our emotions, when we embrace our longings and our needs, and when we embrace our inherent values, we are going to be giving others permission to access these same truths and to live in sync with the earth. All of these things will put us in sync. And what I want to tell you is that all of this ancient wisdom, and it is ancient wisdom, it lives in your blood. It lives in your bones and in your DNA. It's like the example of the solar system that I gave earlier, to where it's a fractal, right? It goes from atom to solar system to galaxy. This ancient wisdom, it lives in your body. If your body is the galaxy, and it lives in every cell of your body, tiny cell. So this is what I teach in the School of Bones and in the Shamanic Study Group inside the Rise Collective Feminine Mystery School. And what I'm talking about is one of the pillars of the Rise Effect, ancient wisdom. And you don't need me to learn it. This wisdom and knowledge is available in the Akashic Records. It's available in the quantum field. We all just need help accessing it. But unfortunately, our society doesn't presently function in this way that I just described. It doesn't function that way. And additionally, in ancient times, there was a function for us, medicine people, wisdom keepers, priestesses. We had a function, and that was to be in the temples. We don't have temples anymore. And so sometimes it can be hard as a wise person to function in this world. Sometimes we can feel really out of place because there isn't a place for us anymore. But we're changing that. Instead, the world and our society is focused on using Earth's resources to create more and more wealth at the cost of exploiting plants and animals and air and water, fire, and the Earth herself. And we learn this way of life, this approach to the world, through experience and through indoctrination. Indoctrination is a form of social conditioning. But we're also born with that inner knowing that I was talking about in the ancient wisdom. We just need to untangle the threads, untangle the red threads, and follow them back to their roots like this. Our birthright is these ancestral ways and wisdom. And when we access that, what is innate to us is no longer controversial or alternative. That seems to be the case right now. Like, people think I'm crazy because I had a home birth. Only the last 3 generations of women have had access to these kinds of hospitals that we have today. And how long does my genetic line go back? More than 100,000 years. People think that's crazy that I did a home birth, and it's innate. So we're making these innate ways normal. We're going back to our roots. Wise women act from within. We're guided from our souls and our bodies' intuitive messages. And like I said, in doing so, we're giving others permission to do the same and to raise the planet's consciousness. Our inner work is going to be like a tidal wave. It's going to influence the world and everyone around us, whether they know it or not. That's the magic of it. If you're on board with this new paradigm, come get on the waitlist for the Rise Collective Mystery School. And we'll be deconditioning ourselves, de-indoctrinating ourselves, which is such a rush, and thus the world around us too. We'll be studying the skills and the ways that we need in these times. Go to the link in the description and get on the wait list for the Rise Collective Feminine Mystery School. And if you like this video, like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell so that you don't miss it next time I go live. I'll talk to you soon.